Imagine this. You found the perfect property abroad. It's in an amazing location with huge potential for appreciation or rental income, but you're stuck. The paperwork seems impossible to understand, the legal requirements are different from what you know, and you have no idea where to begin. Don't worry, you're not alone. This is a common hurdle that many first-time investors face when buying property abroad. Stick around, and I'll walk you through how to make the process simple and clear, step by step. So, you're interested in buying property abroad but have no idea where to start? You've come to the right place. In today's video, I'm going to break down the entire process of buying property in a foreign country, from picking the perfect location to understanding legal nuances and securing financing. Whether you're looking for a vacation home, a rental property, or a long-term investment, I'll provide all the tools and knowledge you need to get started. By the end of this video, you'll feel ready to make your first international property purchase with confidence, without the stress and confusion that many new investors experience. Here's the truth. Buying property in another country is not as straightforward as buying a home locally. The laws, financing options, and even the way properties are bought and sold can vary drastically depending on where you're looking. The paperwork might be in a foreign language, there might be hidden costs that you're not aware of, and some countries have laws that make foreign property ownership a bit more complicated than you might expect. You might even feel overwhelmed just thinking about it. How do you know which markets are good for investment? What about the legal aspects? How do you know if the property you're interested in is a good deal? It's easy to feel lost. But don't worry. I'm going to guide you through the entire process in a way that's clear, manageable, and most importantly, actionable. Let's break it down step by step. Choosing the right location is the most crucial decision you'll make when purchasing property abroad. Just like in your home country, some areas offer better investment opportunities than others. However, there are several important factors you should consider to determine if a particular market is right for you. When selecting a location, you want to focus on markets that have strong potential for growth. This means looking at areas where property values are expected to rise either because of economic development, population growth, or a rise in tourism. A good way to spot these opportunities is by researching recent trends in the local real estate market. For example, many buyers look at up-and-coming neighborhoods in cities that are seeing a surge in infrastructure development, like new airports, highways, or commercial areas. These are often indicators of future growth, as new infrastructure typically attracts both residents and businesses. If you're buying to rent out the property, look for areas that attract tourists or expats. Cities with universities, beaches, or major tourist attractions often have rental markets that are more stable. No matter how promising a property seems, it's essential to take into account the political and economic stability of the country. A sudden change in government, economic downturn, or political unrest can lead to unexpected losses. You should look for countries with stable governments and economies. This means countries that have a proven track record of supporting foreign investment, maintaining a stable currency, and offering protection for property owners. While countries with unstable political climates might offer properties at a lower cost, the risks can outweigh the potential rewards. Each country has its own laws regarding foreign property ownership. In some countries, foreigners can purchase property just like locals, while in others, foreign ownership is restricted or limited. For example, some countries allow foreigners to buy property in designated areas, but others may require you to have a local partner in order to purchase real estate. Some countries, such as the UAE, allow full ownership for foreign nationals in certain freehold areas, while others like Thailand require foreign buyers to purchase property through a company or leasehold structure. Before committing to any property, you'll need to research local laws and consult a local real estate agent or lawyer to ensure you understand the rules for foreign investors. If your goal is to purchase a property for rental income, it's important to consider the rental yields in the area. Rental yield is the annual return on investment you can expect from renting out the property, expressed as a percentage of the property's purchase price. Some markets, particularly in cities with high tourism, can offer rental yields of 5 to 10% or more. For example, popular tourist destinations like Bali or the French Riviera typically offer strong rental returns for vacation rentals. On the other hand, countries with less tourism or slower economic growth might offer lower yields. However, they might have lower property prices to compensate, so there's a balance to strike between the initial investment and potential returns. Once you've narrowed down your location, it's time to tackle the legal side of the process. This is where many first-time investors feel overwhelmed, but with the right guidance, it can be relatively straightforward. As I mentioned earlier, foreign ownership laws vary dramatically from country to country. Some countries like the UK, the US, and Canada have minimal restrictions on foreign property ownership. Others, such as India or Mexico, have more complex rules about who can buy property and where. For example, in some countries, foreigners are allowed to buy property outright, but they may not be able to purchase land. In others, there may be limits on the percentage of property in a development that can be owned by foreigners. One of the first things you'll need to do is determine if there are any specific laws in the country you're investing in that might limit your ability to buy property. Consulting a local real estate lawyer is the best way to navigate these rules. Understanding the tax system in your target country is another essential part of the buying process. Some countries have favorable tax policies for foreign investors, while others may impose higher taxes on foreign property owners. Almost every country has property taxes, and rates can vary widely. Some countries, like the US and Canada, have property taxes that are assessed based on the value of the property. Others may tax property based on its size, location, or potential for rental income. If you decide to sell your property in the future, you may be subject to capital gains tax. The rate varies from country to country, and in some cases it may be higher for foreign owners. If you plan to rent out your property, be aware that rental income is often taxed. Many countries require you to file tax returns for any rental income earned. In some cases, countries may have tax treaties with other nations to prevent double taxation, so it's important to check if the country where you plan to invest has any agreements with your home country. In many countries, a notary or government official must oversee the property transaction to ensure that it is legal and binding. This process often involves registering the deed with the local land registry to make the transaction official. In some countries, this process can take longer than expected. You'll also want to understand how long it typically takes to close a real estate deal in your chosen market. Working with a reputable notary or legal professional can help ensure that the registration process goes smoothly and that the title is clear of any issues. Securing financing for international property can be trickier than securing a mortgage at home, but it's not impossible. There are a few different routes you can take to finance your property abroad. International mortgages. Some banks and financial institutions offer mortgages specifically designed for foreign investors. These mortgages can be a great option if you want to leverage your capital, but the terms can be different than what you're used to in your home country. Interest rates. Interest rates for international mortgages can vary depending on the country you're buying in and the lender you choose. Expect higher interest rates than you might get for a domestic mortgage. Down payment requirements. Many international lenders require a larger down payment than you'd typically pay at home. Expect to put down at least 20 to 30% of the property's purchase price. Currency risk. If you're financing the property in a foreign currency, keep in mind that fluctuations in exchange rates can affect the amount you owe. Currency risk is an important factor to consider when taking out an international mortgage. Cash purchases. If you're able to purchase property outright with cash, this can simplify the process significantly. You won't have to deal with the complexities of obtaining a mortgage, and you can close the deal more quickly. However, not everyone has the funds available for a cash purchase, so this option may not be available to you. Even with cash, you should still consult a local financial advisor to ensure you understand any potential taxes or fees related to the transaction. Using a foreign lender. Some international banks offer financing for foreign buyers. These lenders may have more flexible requirements, but it's important to research the specific bank and loan products available in the country where you're buying. If you decide to work with an international lender, be sure to understand the full terms of the loan, including repayment schedules, interest rates, and fees. Once you've sorted out the legal and financial aspects, it's time to find the right property. There are a few different ways you can go about this. Working with local agents. A local real estate agent who specializes in foreign buyers can be an invaluable resource. These agents know the local market, understand the nuances of buying property in their country, and can help you find properties that fit your budget and goals. They can also help you navigate the local regulations and avoid common pitfalls. Online portals. If you're unable to visit the country before purchasing, online portals can be a good resource for browsing property listings. Websites like Realtor.com, Zillow, and local equivalents can help you get a feel for prices and available properties. However, it's always a good idea to work with a local agent to ensure that the listings you're interested in are legitimate. Property inspections. Even if you can't visit the property in person, it's essential to have a trusted person or agent inspect it for you. You'll want to verify the condition of the property, check for any damage, and ensure that the property meets local standards. Don't skip this step. Buying properties sight unseen can be risky. Now comes the moment of truth. Making an offer and closing the deal. This is the point where all of your research and preparation pay off. Before you make an offer, be sure to review the terms of the sale, including the price and any contingencies. Negotiate if necessary. Ensure that all legal paperwork is in order, especially the title deed and ownership rights. Once the offer is accepted, you'll typically need to pay a deposit to secure the property. After that, you'll move into the closing phase, where you'll finalize the deal and officially take ownership of the property. Buying property abroad can be a rewarding investment, but it requires careful planning and attention to detail. Start by researching the right location, understanding the legal requirements, securing financing, and finding a reliable agent to guide you through the process. With the right approach, you can successfully purchase property in a foreign market and enjoy the benefits of international real estate investment. Want insider real estate investing tips? Subscribe now and grab the game-changing info in the description.